Okay, so then we can look at a word problem. So when we look at the daylight hours in Vancouver, it's going to be modeled by this function. So f of x represents the number of hours of daylight, and x represents the days in the year. So it says calculate the average value of sunlight, so number of hours of sunlight per day from day 130 to day 210. So 130 is like, that would be like mid-April, and this would be, oh, I don't know, somewhere in July, the beginning of July. Okay, so working this out, we should have quite a bit of daylight because we have lots of daylight in Vancouver. Okay, so if I want to find out the average value of the daylight, so what I'm going to take is the total amount of daylight and find the average daylight. So I'm going to find the average height of this f of x function. Okay, again, to do this, so the average value of f of x, I'm going to take the area under f of x. Okay, this is from day 130 to day 210. And I'm going to divide that by the number of days. So essentially I'm taking the total hours of daylight and I'm going to divide that up between 80 days. Okay, so 210 minus 130 is 80 days. Okay, so I'm going to get 1 over 80, and then this is going to calculate the total number of hours of daylight we get in those 80 days. And that's going to be 4 sine 2 pi over 365 x minus 80 plus 12 dx. Okay, so just going to sketch a quick diagram here. So I would guess that the number of hours of daylight, so let's say it's kind of low in January, high in summer, like that, and there's going to be 12 hours. Okay, so day 130 is somewhere around here to 210, maybe somewhere around here. I'm not exactly sure. And we're going to say that the average value of the daylight is going to be somewhere, I would estimate somewhere to be right about kind of there. Okay, so it looks like 16 hours is my max, so I would say maybe, hard to say, but let's say 14 hours of average daylight. Okay, so we're going to find this area. So 1 divided by 80, and I'm going to find that area by integrating this. So I'm going to integrate that function. So I'm going to end up with 4 negative cos 2 pi over 365 x minus 80 divided by 2 pi over 365. Okay, just make sure I've got all my signs right. Integral of sine is negative cos, yeah. And then plus 12x. And we want that from day 130 to day 210. Okay, so I can probably just plug that into my calculator.